Hello YouTube. Today we are going to solve lead code question number 45, jump game 2. So let's go through the question first. Given an array of non-negative integers nums, you are initially positioned at the first index of the array. Each element in the array represents your maximum jump length at that position. Your goal is to reach the last index in the minimum number of jumps. You can assume that you can always reach the last index. Okay, and we have to give the minimum number of jumps required to reach that last index as the answer. Okay, so let's see this. Suppose we are given this example and we are at index 1, that is we can take maximum of 2 jumps from here. Then we have to uh, like return the answer of the minimum number of jump required to reach the last index, that is index 4 in this case. So this should be 2. Why it should be 2? Because we are at index 1 from where we can take maximum of two jumps. So I'll be taking one jump and come over here at index 1, and after coming to index 1 I can take a maximum of 3 jump. So if I take 3 jumps I will directly reach the last index, and that is why my answer will be 2. I am taking one jump from index 0 to 1 and another jump from index 1 to the last index. Okay, so let's see how this problem can be solved. Okay, so as you saw, what we are, if we are at index I equals to 1, then index I equals to 0, then from there we can either go to index 1 or index 1 or index 2. Okay, so we need to calculate the minimum number of jump required to reach index n minus 1 from index 1 and index 2. Okay, so for that also, if I am at index 1, then I will have to calculate I can go to index 2 or index 3 or index 4. Okay, so I will have to calculate minimum number of jump required. Okay, minimum of jump required to reach index 4 from index 2, 3 or 4. Okay, so this is how we are going to come at a solution. So as you can see, we can solve this problem like we have optimal substructure and overlapping subproblem in this. For example, for calculating I0 I need the value of minimum of I1 and I2. So that is optimal substructure. If I have the value from index 1 and index 2, then I can calculate the value of index 0, that is minimum of index 1 and index 2. Similarly, if I have the value of index 2, 3 or 4, then I can calculate the value of index 1, that is minimum of 2, 3 or 4. Okay, so this you can see is a optimal substructure. And overlapping subproblem is that we have to calculate this. For calculating I0 we are also calculating I1, I2. For calculating I1 again we are calculating I2. Okay, similarly for calculating I2 also we are calculating I2. So you can see that we are calculating the same things again and again. That is why we can say that we have optimal substructure, okay, and overlapping subproblem both. So let us see how we can solve this problem. So in order to solve this problem, what we can do is we can store the results of we can iterate the array from the end, that is from index 4 and reach to till index 0, and we can store the results of the previous iterations and calculate the result of the next iteration by taking the minimum of this index. Okay, so I will show you in the code. So suppose for that, let's calculate the length. So nums of length. Okay, and let's also take a array which will store the calculated results. Okay, so it should be n, and we should also initiate fill the array with zeros, maximum value of integer, because we are going to calculate the minimum. So if we have a 0 which is pre-filled, then it will always result in 0. Okay, so that is why we should initialize it with maximum value. Otherwise, if we take the min of say 1 and 2, dp of 1 and 2, then we will always get 0, which is not desired. So let's initiate with instantiate with integer dot max value. Okay, and then we will store 0 in the last index. Why we store 0? Because if we are already at last index, then we don't need to make any jump, and that is why we'll store 0. Okay, now let's iterate this array from the n minus 2, because we have already calculated for n minus 1. Okay, and let's do it I greater than equals to 0, I plus plus. And now we will see that if let's see if number of jumps at that index, okay, which we can take, and the index itself is greater than equals to n minus 1, then we can say that that index requires only one jump. Okay, I'll show you, just a second, just let me write this code. So suppose we are at this index 3 and we are able to reach this index n4, sorry, we are at index 1 and we are able to reach index 4. That means we require only one jump from here, okay, from 3 to 4. So we can say that if nums of I plus I is greater than or equal to n minus 1, that means we are able to reach the last index with only one jump. Otherwise, what we will do is we will take a for loop, okay, in j equal, which will start from I plus 1, because we are already there at 1, okay, and we are assuming that we have calculated the results for I plus 1, okay, and it will go till j is less than equals to nums of I plus I. So it will go till the number of jumps I can take from I plus 1, okay, and it will, yeah, and we will increment it, okay, one by one. And now we should also consider that if see, as you can see in example 2, even 0 is there, okay, we can take 0 number of steps also from some index. So in this case we will never be able to reach from index 2 to index 4 in this example. So we should also consider that if we are able to reach from this index at all, if we are able to reach, then only we will consider that index. Okay, so dp of I, if it is not equals to integer, okay, how we will know that we are not able to reach from that index? That value will, that dp will not change, and it will always contain integer dot max value. So if that is not equal to dp dot I is not equals to integer, sorry, dp of j is not equals to integer dot max value, that means we can reach from there, okay, and then we will see whether reaching from there is more beneficial than what we currently have. So dp of I will be equals to math dot minimum of dp of I, okay, what we currently have, and dp of j plus 1. Why plus 1? Because we will need one jump to get to dp of j, okay. So suppose we are at 2, then we will require at least one jump to come over here, okay. So that is why we will calculate dp of I as math dot minimum dp of I, that is what we currently have, and dp of j plus 1, okay. So this looks good. Now let us return dp of 0, because that will be, the dp of 0 will contain how many minimum number of steps are required to reach the last index. Okay, let's try to run this code. Array, okay, it should be arrays dot fill. Array index out of bound, nums of oh, okay, this is a mistake, minus minus, it should be, it should not increase. And now you can see that answer is getting accepted, okay. So let us move to this case also. See, this is getting accepted. I'll show you the formation of dp also, so that the dp array, so that you will be able to understand how the values are stored, okay. So system dot out dot print, okay, dp of I, okay. So see this, See, this is integer dot max value because we are not able to reach from here, and dp of 0 is 0. From here it is taking one step, that is why it is 1. From 0 we are not able to reach. From 3 we are able to reach in one step, and for true it is minimum of this 1 plus 1 and whatever is there in the value, so it is 2. Okay, so that is how we get this answer. Now let's see the time complexity of this. So as you can see, we are using one loop over here, which is n, and over here also one loop is there, but this is not using n, but still it will be considered n, because in the worst case it will take n, like n iterations. Suppose you have to visit from 0 to n by 2, so you can say that this is also n. So total time complexity of this solution is O of n square, and space complexity is O of n because we are using this DP array. Okay, thank you for watching. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, let us submit the code. I forgot to submit the code. I will submit the code and show it to you. So see this, it is getting submitted with 100%. Okay, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.